Hey everyone, and welcome to today's exclusive explainer. I'm absolutely thrilled to have the AI Vanguard AI community with us today as we unpack the massive industrial shifts defining July 15th, 2026. Look, we are skipping the chatbot hype today. Instead, we're going deep into the hard iron realities, the geopolitical maneuvers, and the complete transformation of our global infrastructure. Because frankly, the verdict is officially in. The AI bubble, it's been replaced by a silicon foundation. We are witnessing a total maturation of the industry right now. We're pivoting away from speculative software and grounding ourselves in physical reality. And hey, to make sure you consistently stay at the cutting edge of industrial AI, remember to subscribe to AI Vanguard AI. Okay, let's map this out real quick so you know where we're headed. We've got 4 core layers to cover today. We'll start at the physical bedrock, move up into enterprise vibe coding, examine the geopolitical reality, and finally, look at the human impact. Let's dive right into section 1, the physical bedrock, focusing on hardware and infrastructure. Right now, there is a massive wealth transfer happening from software over to hardware, and it's completely restructuring the global market as we know it. Look at the sheer scale of the hardware economy on this slide. It is just staggering. Semiconductor giant TSMC is absolutely crushing records. Their June revenue shot up 68% year over year, pushing their Q2 to an insane $39.6 billion. Their N3 chips completely sold out. Now contrast that massive profit with the eye-watering cost of actually running these frontier models. Anthropic is staring down a monthly compute spend of $1.25 billion. That burn rate is so intense, it's actually prompted Anthropic and Samsung to sit down and talk about building custom inference chips. Basically, software giants are being forced to become hardware architects just to survive their own scale. And running these next-generation LLMs requires insanely high-density networks. But you know what's wild? The physical bottleneck for traditional direct contact fiber isn't some complex quantum issue. It's dust. Simple dust degrades the high-speed data transmission, which means you have to constantly clean it. To fix this, Microsoft and 3M have teamed up to deploy expanded beam optical technology. Basically, by using expanded non-contact beams, they're slashing deployment times and completely eliminating dust contamination. It's kind of crazy to think that a microscopic piece of dust can literally bring a billion-dollar AI to its knees, but this hardware innovation is paving the way for hyper-resilient, dust-free Azure data centers. We're also seeing foundation models move out of those data centers and directly into the physical world. Archer Aviation just launched Z. It's a heavy-duty, domain-specific AI that is purpose-built for physical aviation. The real game changer here is that it runs completely offline, entirely on-device. It was trained on real-world flight data from over 6,000 live receivers, pulling in air traffic control audio, nav charts, live weather, the whole shebang. Archer is currently pitching this to airlines and governments for autonomous drone management and live co-pilot assistance. So yeah, AI has officially taken to the skies. And we're seeing this physical integration deep in the industrial stack too. Today, aerospace giant Pratt & Whitney finalized their acquisition of Air Innovations out of Amsterdam. They're deploying this AI-assisted borescope software globally across both military and commercial engine maintenance facilities. By automating the detection of deep structural flaws in turbine engines, they are essentially giving human mechanics superhuman vision. The literal, physical bedrock of our infrastructure is becoming entirely AI-augmented. All right, moving up the stack to Section 2, Enterprise Vibe Coding and the Rise of the Autonomous Swarm. Welcome to the era of vibe coding. If you haven't heard the term, it's the process of creating production-grade software entirely through natural language prompts. But the secret sauce isn't just one giant language model, it's asymmetric AI sub-agents. Emergent Labs just hit unicorn status with a massive $130 million Series C by perfecting exactly this. They use separate, specialized AI sub-agents that autonomously review, test, and debug the generated code in the background to guarantee flawless builds. It's like having a senior engineering team working at the speed of thought. And this isn't just a fun toy for Silicon Valley developers. The economic impact is profound. Small businesses that are using the Emergent Labs platform to build bespoke internal tools and custom CRMs are saving an average of $83,000 in upfront engineering costs. That is transformational capital freed up for small enterprises. They can instantly generate the exact software architecture they need just by describing the vibe of what they want. Now, let's scale that concept up to the enterprise level. IBM recently rolled out specialized AI to monitor mission-critical systems and resolve data constraints up to 15 times faster than humans can. But check out this metric from their latest tech leader study. Enterprise leaders expect to oversee an average of 1,661 distinct autonomous agents per organization by 2027. Think about that for a second. When you have a swarm of over 1,600 agents operating at the same time, manual software governance is dead. It's just not physically possible for humans to monitor that line by line. Even the public sector is getting in on this massive scaling. Global consulting firm Accenture just revealed the numbers on a secure, custom-built AI platform they deployed for the European Commission's International Partnerships branch. This network currently has over 2,000 daily active EU workers across 100 different countries. Right now, they're using it to parse incredibly dense institutional policy, but by the end of the year, they're introducing structured, agentic task automation. Bureaucracy is literally being accelerated by AI. Which brings us to Section 3, Geopolitical Reality, focusing on regulation and sovereignty. Because as these AI systems become critical infrastructure, global regulators and sovereign states are absolutely stepping in. Taking an impartial look at the global regulatory environment today, China's new AI companion law has officially gone into effect. And the immediate result of this state-level regulation is a massive agent blackout. This halts agent functions for the hugely popular AI assistant Daobao, instantly impacting its 345 million users, and leaves QN users entirely without data migration paths. It really is a stark example of how rapidly sovereign regulation can alter the technology landscape overnight. And the geopolitical friction certainly doesn't stop there. In response to these complex policy shifts and swirling rumors about potential Chinese restrictions on AI exports, we saw major industry pushback today. Tang Ji, the founder of ZI, published a highly publicized position paper. In this memo, he fiercely defends the open-source development model, making a strong argument for the absolute necessity of borderless scientific collaboration, even as sovereign walls are mounting. Meanwhile, over in the corporate arena, tech giants are actively adapting to fit this new, highly regulated climate. At Cloud Next 26, Google made a super deliberate strategic move. They are heavily leveraging this regulatory anxiety by pushing Gemini Enterprise specifically as a strict, governance-first response. They are positioning it as the safe, compliant alternative to competitors like Cloud Cowork and ChatGPT Work. They are clearly betting that enterprise buyers care way more about policy compliance and data governance today than sheer unconstrained AI capability. Finally, let's wrap up with Section 4, Human Impact, and the rise of the new AI supervisors. And since today happens to be World Youth Skills Day, this is incredibly timely. A brand new report published by Cognizant and Pearson highlights a sharp structural evolution in corporate hiring. Look at this. A staggering 94% of HR leaders expect upcoming entry-level corporate jobs to completely abandon routine information execution tasks. Instead, those roles are going to pivot almost entirely to collaborating with and supervising these agentic AI networks. The era of the entry-level employee doing basic data entry or manual coding, it's over. Today's youth are entering the workforce as managers of autonomous digital swarms on day one. Which leaves us with a truly profound question to close out today's explainer. Think about it. If 94% of our future workforce is managing AI instead of actually doing the ground-level work, what happens to human mastery? If you never learn to write the code yourself, how do you know if the AI's vibe coding is structurally sound a decade from now? It's a massive question that every single industry is going to have to answer. Well, if you found this synthesis valuable, please like, comment, and share. And remember to subscribe to AI Vanguard AI to stay at the cutting edge of industrial AI. I'll see you in the next explainer.